Welcome to the Keep Dreaming podcast, the show where adversity meets purpose and purpose gives birth to your destiny, but more importantly, your dreams. I'm your host, Charleston Girley, so grab your coffee and let's dive in.
Good morning. Or should I say morning? And the reason why I say that is because today I'm just not feeling it. I don't know if I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, if I'm fatigued, if I'm tired, if I'm feeling sorry for myself. But nevertheless, I don't really feel like it. And maybe you feel the same on your end. Maybe it's raining outside. Maybe you're going through something. But I'm here to tell you, we can't stop. I owe it to you. I owe it to myself to push out this episode. And so that's what I'm choosing to do on today. I'm choosing to crawl. I may not be running. I may not have high spirits, but I'm going to continue to move forward. And so whether we got to crawl, whether we got to walk, we may even have to pause, but we're never going to stop. We're never going to stop chasing our dreams. We're never going to stop going forward. We got to push. What does it mean to push? Pray until something happens. I got to keep going. And so that's what I want you to be encouraged with on today. Encourage yourself. Allow somebody else to encourage you. But if nobody else encourages you on today, I'm going to encourage you. And so not only do we face obstacles in this life, but sometimes we face darkness. Darkness in our health, darkness in our minds, darkness in our spirits. Darkness sometimes is just always around us. But here's the truth. The same guy who spoke that void and said, "Let there be light," is the exact same guy who can speak into your life right now and claim, "Let there be light." And when he does, the light, it doesn't just restore you, but it ignites you to another level. And so the title of today's episode 10, is Out of the Darkness. We're going to jump into our coffee segment. And today what I am sipping on is a bold, dark roast. And so here's the thing about a bold, dark roast. Though it's roasted longer, which means it takes longer, the flavor is richer, it's deeper, and it's more powerful. Now, it takes a minute, but it's more powerful. And that's the same way that darkness works sometimes. In our lives, it takes a little bit longer. We can't really see, but we got to understand that it's birthing something, that it's producing richness. It's producing strength in a dream that couldn't come any other way. And so if you got your mug, if you got your water, whatever it is that you got that's going to push you through today, let's cheers to the moment. And let's get this episode going. So we've been talking about dreams all this time. And most of the time, your dream, it's like a light. It has this motivation. It has this inspiration. One day this will happen. But the one thing that we fail to really talk about that is still all around us is going to be the darkness. So when I reflect over my life, I've had many dark seasons, many. But there was one in particular that was extremely dark. And it actually happened around this time last year. And I was actually chasing a dream. During this time, one of the dreams that I was chasing, I wanted to become a CFO. I told God, one of my dreams is to be a CFO, to have a corner office. And I had just taken a job where I became a director of finance, one of the highest positions that I've ever received. Director of finance at the age of 31, African-American male. Here we are. We're in the dream. We're working in it. And then one night in August 2024, I wake up 2:00 in the morning. And I'm experiencing these symptoms, and I'm very familiar with these symptoms because these exact symptoms happened 6 years prior. And so in that moment, I knew what it was, and I felt like I was wrestling with God. And I couldn't understand what exactly or why this was happening again. And so I drove myself to the ER, talk about strength. But I knew what was happening. Got to the ER, got admitted, and they come in there. And they said, "Sir, your right lung has collapsed again." You see, 6 years prior, my right lung had collapsed. They went in, they did surgery, they plastered it to my rib cage, and they told me in that moment this will never happen again. And here we are 6 years later. I'm in the midst of a dream, and darkness comes back. And so I'm faced with all types of darkness, all types of turmoil. I'm in isolation. I'm in there by myself, and I'm crying, and I'm talking to God. God, how could this happen again? God, what does this mean? Because the doctors, they never could tell me the significance or why this was happening. There was no known cause. And so I'm sitting there, God, will I ever be able to live a normal life? God, will I ever be able to have children? Will I ever be able to have a family? Will my dreams continue, or do my dreams stop here? And so I'm surrounded by darkness in that moment, wrestling with God, just like Jacob wrestled with God. And I told God, if you get me out of here, if you get me out of this dark moment, if you show me the light, if you pave the way, I won't stop. I can't stop. And it was in that darkness, it was in the moments that I was dealing with a lung collapse, not knowing what my future would look like, that God again started to provide light, but started to birth something greater that was in me, greater than I could ever imagine. Because when you go through and you allow yourself to go through and you come out on the other side, you feel like there's nothing that you can't accomplish. There's a movie that I love. This is my favorite movie. And it's Batman. But it's a specific Batman, specific movie, and it's Dark Knight Rises. And so in that movie, Bruce Wayne, he was broken, stuck in a pit, just like I was stuck in a hospital. He was isolated, surrounded by darkness. But it was in that pit. For me, it was when I was in the hospital, in the isolation, that not only did Bruce find the strength to rise again, I found the strength to rise again. And so are you willing to get back up? Are you willing to rise? Are you willing to allow God to show you the light so you can get out of that hole and never return? And so that's what God does. If you allow him, he uses the darkness to prepare you for elevation. You see, when I was in the hospital, I didn't stay there. Just like Jesus didn't stay in the grave, he elevated. He got up out of there. I got up out of the hospital. You got to get up. You got to allow God to elevate you. That separation, that isolation, all it is restoration for elevation. That separation, that isolation, all it is restoration for elevation. I got a beautiful, beautiful Bible story for you on today. Again, I told you, everything that you're facing is in the Bible. So let's say you're in your dark moment. You're in a darkness. What's a Bible reference that you could reference? I want you to go to the book of Daniel. I want you to go to Daniel, and I want you to go to Daniel chapter 3, verses 16 through 27. And it talks about Daniel and the three Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And they were commanded to bow to this golden calf, and they refused. Number one, what are you refusing to do? Are you willing to stick and stay by God and be obedient? But nevertheless, they didn't bow, and so they were thrown into a fiery pit. Now, I can only imagine the fear that they were facing, the darkness, the hot flames that they were all getting ready to experience, that they actually did experience. And so the furnace, that was darkness, the flames so hot that it killed the guards that were around them. But when the king looked inside, he saw not 3 men, he saw 4 walking around. And the 4th looked like the Son of God. And when they came out, not only were they alive, but the beautiful part about this is that they didn't even smell like smoke. When I think back over my life and everything that I've been through, car wrecks, lung collapse, heartbreaks, all of these different, I don't look like it. I refuse to allow myself to look like it. And that's the same that has got to be with you. Though you may go through darkness, you don't have to look like the darkness. You don't have to look like your trials. You don't have to look like the suffering that you've been through. You can allow God to bring something beautiful out of it. But this story, the story about Daniel and the Hebrew boys, it proves that God doesn't just pull you out the fire, but sometimes he joins you in it. It's the light of his presence that can turn any furnace of pain, trial, or darkness into a stage for his glory. Back in Genesis chapter 1, verse 3, God said, "Let there be light." But before there was light, there was darkness. So we understand that darkness is all around us. But God made a command. And I'm here to tell you, you can do the same thing. If God made us in his image, and we have power in the tongue, command the same thing. I'm experiencing this financial issue. God, let there be light. Show me how to get out of this. I'm experiencing this health problem. God, let there be light. Show me how to overcome this. God, let there be light over here. God, let there be light. Command it. There's a poem that I like, and it's called Evictus. And it's written by William Ernest Henley. And it's such a powerful, powerful poem where it says, "Out of the night that covered me, black is the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced, nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeons of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed." And so even in the darkness, dreamers, we must decide not to surrender. Are you going to give in, or are you going to lean into it? We talked about we cannot be the killers of our dreams. So if you are finding yourself in a dark moment, if you are finding yourself in the pit of life, know that you can rise again. and know that you can get back up. And so one of the things that I used in my dark seasons when I really can't see, when I really can't hear, is going to be the best recipe, and it's fasting and praying. You see, when you fast, you put your spirit over your flesh. I got to get my flesh out the way. My flesh serves me no good when I'm going through. My flesh serves me no good in general, but especially when I'm going through, my flesh serves me no good. I got to fast. What does it mean to fast? I got to give up something. I got to be willing to give up something so that I can hear God clearly, so that I can experience his presence, so I can gain wisdom. I might have to give up food for a day. I might have to give up social media. I might have to give up TV. I got to be willing to give up whatever is taking my focus. And I got to place God in that same place. And then I got to pray. Prayer is talking to God. Prayer is talking to your creator. It's communication back and forth, where he starts to communicate what to do, how to navigate in this dark season. And he starts to portray his light so you can be guided up out of it. Mark chapter 1, verse 35, Jesus withdrew to pray in solitude. That isolation, you're not going to stay there, but sometimes you may need it. God may need to isolate you so he can have that intimate moment with you to restore you. Isaiah chapter 58, verse 8. Then your light will break through like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. There are 3 applications that I want us to focus on when we're faced with the darkness so we can learn how to come out of it. The first is going to be prayer and fasting. We got to get clarity. Darkness blurs your vision. But the other thing about darkness is that if you embrace it, if you sit there, initially the darkness you can't see. But as you start to sit there, as you start to embrace it, your eyes become adjusted to the darkness. So you got to learn to embrace it. But number 2, we got to take small steps of action. Remember, we said in the beginning that we were either going to crawl, we were either going to walk, we may jog, but we cannot stop. We got to continue to take small actions to get up out of the pit, to get up out of the hole. And then number 3, we got to speak life into our situation. There is power in the tongue. God, let there be light. God, show me. God, why am I still here? I've been here 3 times. Show me. As we begin to wrap up this episode, my lung, when I think back on it, it collapsed. But you want to know something special? My dream didn't. Your car, it might have broke down, but your dream didn't break down. You might have got fired. You might have got laid off, but the dream is still there. And so out of the darkness, God spoke light, and the light fueled my dream. And it can fuel yours as well. But not only in that moment, it can take it to another level. Remember, we said isolation, separation is only preparation for restoration and elevation. I'm going to say that again. That was powerful. Isolation and separation is only preparation for elevation and restoration. And so then the question becomes, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Are you willing to only chase your dream when it's light, when it feels good, when the sun is out, when this is working in your favor, this is going? Are those the only times that you are willing to chase your dream? Or are you willing to chase it when it's raining? Are you willing to chase it when darkness is out, when death, heartbreak, bankruptcy, all of those different things are taking place? Remember, greater is he that's within you than he that's within your world. Your dream demands endurance in both the light as well as the darkness. So dream faster, pray, heal, climb, because out of the darkness comes clarity, and out of the darkness comes power, but also out of the darkness comes your dream. And so here's what I want you to do. I want you to get back out your journal, and I want you to write down one of the darkest seasons of your life. Or if you're going through a dark season right now, I want you to write it down, whether it's physical, emotional, or spiritual. And next to it, I want you to write down what the lesson is that God is revealing to you in this season. And after you write that lesson, I want you to go and I want you to write a prayer. And that prayer is inviting God into that dark season, into that darkness, and asking him, God, show me the light. Show me where you are. Show me what you're trying to teach me. And this week, I want you to fast. I want you to fast from one thing. It could be a meal. It could be a distraction. It could be social media. I want you to fast and I want you to pray, because those are going to be the key metrics to get you through and out of this dark season. And so if you feel like this episode spoke to you, if you feel like you're in a dark season, you know somebody that's in a dark season and they could really use this episode, definitely share it with them. Go to my YouTube, subscribe to the podcast, DM me on Instagram, Facebook, and let's continue to find ways to make our dreams happen. And so this week, shun not to struggle, face it. 'Tis God's gift. Get up out of the darkness. Keep believing. Most importantly, keep dreaming.